welcome back to Taji's World of Books, and welcome to another book series recommendation video. Hi you guys, welcome back, and you know that I am doing a Serena Akeroyd readathon or deep dive, or reading as much as I can of her stuff, getting ready for the upcoming author hangout on Sunday. And so I thought I would come to you to talk about this duet. This is the Naughty Nookie series. The first book in the series is Sinfully Theirs. The second book is Sinfully Mastered. And I believe that there are two other books of, companion novels that are in the series. Is it two? One other book, I'm sorry. One other companion book that is in the works or is coming in the series. I'm going to ask Serena when we talk to her on Sunday and see what she says. So, because I looked on her website and I couldn't tell, but there's one other character that hasn't gotten a book that seems like there is a backstory to her, and it seems like it would make sense that they're going to make this a trilogy of companion novels, but we'll see. Okay, so the first book in the series is Sinfully Theirs, and I absolutely loved this book. This is about Mona, and Mona lives in New York, and she's best friends with Edwina and Marina. And she is a housekeeper. She is basically operating very independently. She's estranged from her family, which you find out the reason why. She's estranged from her family, and she's in New York. She's on her own. She only has her two best friends to support her, and she lives in this rundown tenement house that is full of pimps and prostitutes, and it's just a hot mess. And she works as a cleaning lady, and she's barely making ends meet. She was married previously, and her first husband is a jerk off and is taken off and is, nowhere around. Okay, so come to the story. She is at a bar, and she has not had a hookup or had any kind of interaction with anybody in years, like 4 or 5 years, and she trips, and as a result of her tripping, she almost literally falls back and is gonna really hit her head and do some damage, but this guy basically saves her, and the guy that saves her is named Zane. And he is taken with her, and she is taken with him as well. And so her friends are like, girl, you know that you never respond to dudes like this. You need to go after that dude. You need to, there's chemistry there. Don't pass this up. Don't pass this up. And he's like, let's hang out. And she's like, well, let me buy you a drink to thank you. And she's very insistent upon it. So to make a long story short, they decide to go out on a date, and Zane and her hit it off tremendously, beautifully. And they have a passionate night together that is steamy and connected and beautiful and gorgeous and all of those things. And she is all in, all in. And he seems like he doesn't do this often either, and she really believes him that this is not a thing that he does. And so she's like, you know what, I'm going to go home and I'm going to clean up, and, I left my number for him. He'll call me if he wants to. I don't want to, because, I don't want to make this more than what this is, because she's not used to this. So she's like, I don't want to make it more than what it is. If he wants to call me, he'll call me, whatever. So she goes home, and against her better judgment, she does what she shouldn't do, which is she goes on the internet and she stalks him, because she knows that he's a writer and she knows that he's famous. And she stalks him, and lo and behold, he's married. And she's pissed because she asked, is there a wife and kids at home? And he said, no wife, no kids. And she was like, ooh, thank goodness. But when she finds out he's married, and then she finds out that he writes predominantly LGBTQ, and he's huge in the LGBTQ community, and then she goes on and finds pictures of who he's married to, and he's married to a man. And she is like, what the fuckity fuck? What is going on? So she calls her friends, and she's like, he's gay. And her friends are like, well, clearly he's not that gay. He might be bi, but he's not that gay. Because you guys, just told me that it was the best sex of your life. It was the best experience ever. And then you're telling me he's gay? He ain't gay, girl. And so then the whole thing ensues, and she jumps to a lot of conclusions, and she refuses to talk to him. He reaches out to her multiple times and is trying to like get her to like, he wants to explain. He's like, by this time you probably have gone online, and I need you to understand what's really happening and what this is all about. And to make a long story short, she has to decide whether if she's going to talk to him again. And so when he talks to her, he decides that he wants her to be his mistress. He wants to be with her on a regular basis, and he explains the scenario and explains to her what's going on, and then the story ensues from there. And it is so good. And let me just tell you that this is, I love it because there's angst, but it's not high angst. It's not crazy. It's like, what I'm finding about Serena Akeroyd's writing style is that she writes realistically in terms of like, how would this go down? What would Mona really say if Zayn said that to her? And how would she react? And then and Zayn is married to Jake. And how is Jake going to respond to this? And what is Jake going to say? And what is this all about? And how do they all come together? Also, the thing that's interesting, and it's a plus and a minus, right, with Serena's writing style. Serena does a lot of internal POV, where the characters are talking to themselves and thinking through things. So you get to hear their inner dialogue of what's going on. And then you have like long bouts of that inner dialogue dispersed with actual dialogue, communication between characters. And for me, that causes my mind to drift a little bit when they're having internal dialogue. Like, I need more communication between people as opposed to me pondering and thinking about stuff and thinking about how this interaction has affected me. And so that's one thing to get used to her style. She has long inner dialogue, you know, and then it's mixed in with like, you know, characters talking. So that kind of, you know, does what it does. But when you get through, and so then when you get through some issues and when you get through some things, then it's about the characters working through their stuff together. And how does that all pan out? And how do we make sense of this? And how does society view us as a menage? And can we be a menage? And does this work? And what does this look like? This book is really, really good. I was so pleased because the other work of Serena Akeroyd, the Caleb series, The Reverse Harem, I was like, what is going on here? Oh no, what do I got myself into? But this is really good. The Naughty Nikki series is definitely delivering in a lot of ways. And so I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars for sure. So then the next book in the series is about Mariana, which is Mona's friend. She's got 2 friends, Edwina and Mariana. And you get Mariana's backstory. And so Mariana and Mona was really ticked off because something happens in here and she reaches out to Mariana and Mariana's not there for her. And Mona doesn't understand why. And you get to find out why here because Mariana is hiding a secret. Mariana is a madam and she is running a brothel. And she's not, like, she didn't set up the brothel. These are girls that happen to be in the neighborhood who needed protection. And she helped them because they needed protection. And so then she said, well, why not just create a safe haven and a safe place for these girls to go? And that's ultimately what she did. But she has a long-term boyfriend that is back on the ranch in Montana where she comes from. And Nate is that guy, and Nate has had an accident, and as a result he has a prosthetic arm, a bionic arm, and he is a ranch hand. But it's also the ranch that she comes from is part of like a eugenics community in that you have to have at least a 135 or higher IQ in order to be eligible to be on this ranch because they're doing some cult type stuff back there. You got to read it to just get it. So anyway, so they're back on the ranch. She has to leave her brothel because the Russian Bratva is after her and they want her contact list because her contact list is full of senators and politicians and like whoever's got that contact list has got the power. So she goes on the run with Nate. And Nate, because they see each other like a couple times a year or whatever. And so as a result, something happens to Nate because of the Russian Bratva, and Nate is like, you're done. I'm taking you in hand. He goes, I should have done this a long time ago. And so we start to see that Nate is a dom. And Nate, not only is he a dom, he is not playing like, let's go to a kink party and let's play at the club on a Friday night. He's like 24/7, I'm collaring you. Here are the rules. Here is the contract. This is what's up. You will not abuse my body. You will not do XYZ. You will ask for permission when you're doing this. It is like full on 24/7 BDSM, no joke. I was like, woo, spicy, steamy. What just happened? What is going on? This is amazing. I loved it. There was part of me that I was reading and I was like, how would I feel? Like, would I be like, you're not going to, because he like makes her eat. Like she refuses to, like, she's lost a ton of weight because she's not taking care of herself. And she's got an ulcer because she's not taking care of herself. And he's like, we're not doing that. And he goes, and you're going to stop acting like a petulant child. And you're going to sit here and you're going to eat your dinner. And he goes, and matter of fact, you're going to eat another piece of chicken. And then we're going to sit here until you finish it. Like, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like trying to put myself in that situation. And like, what would I do? Would I be like, dude, I don't need you to tell me to eat a piece of chicken. But the difference is that when you take care of yourself and you do all the things that you need to be okay, you don't need somebody else to step up. Mariana's not doing that. And she's lost a tremendous amount of weight. She's sickly. She's not doing well because she's not caring for herself. And she's acting petulant. And she needs somebody to take her in hand and be like, girl, get it together. Get it together so that you can be there for everybody else that you want to take care of. And that's what Nate does. He steps in and is like, we're going to get this straight. And then you can tell me about some other stuff and I will listen, but you were going to do it respectfully. And so this is a really good example of healing, using BDSM to heal. And I wasn't like, you know, like heal your emotional state, your mental state. He wants her to cry. He wants to break her so she can let go of everything that she's holding in and let it out and then rebuild and come back from that. And so like, I can't fault him for that. So this, I teetered. I was going to give it a full 5, but then I gave it a 4. So I think it's a 4.75, but it is really, really good. I'm waiting for, there's a lot of conversation about Edwina or Eddie. Clearly she's the third friend. And she has gone off to New Zealand and she's revealed that she's pregnant and she hates kids. So nobody knows who she was with, who she's pregnant by, what is going on, what's the drama. That clearly is going to be the third book. So we're waiting to find out who and when and what and where. And so I'm going to be all up in Serena's business, like asking her about that on Sunday so I can get the skinny on it so I can tell you. So, and now I am reading the Filthy Feckers series, and it is really, really good. And I'm reading the first book. I'm almost done with it, and I'm like, oh, Finn, I'm loving it. So that's going to be what's next. I'll tell you about that the next time we pop on here together. So you guys, that is all that I have. You guys should check out Serena Akeroyd, the Naughty Nookie series. If you like Menage, if you like BDSM, if you like spicy, if you like realistic, like not high drama. There is drama, but not crazy high drama, like unrealistic, where there's like one thing after another, and there's that third act conflict that you're just like, oh my God, we're almost at the end. Like, what's going on here? Like, it's not that kind of crazy stuff. It's just like, it just lays out a really nice story, and she does her storytelling really well, and there's some arc and development in the characters, and that's what we appreciate, and that's what we want. If you like that, go check her out. I think you'll enjoy her. So having said that, you guys, that is all that I have for today. You know that I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so please click the like button because that helps me with the YouTube algorithm, so I would really appreciate that. And hit the bell button so you can get notified every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!